People usually look at their cat stretched out in the same warm corner for the fourth or fifth hour straight and land on one of two conclusions. Either this animal is completely idle or something's genuinely not right. Honestly, neither of those is close to the truth. What's actually happening when your cat clocks 16, sometimes 18 hours of sleep a day is one of the most misread things in all of pet ownership. And the distance between what most owners assume and what's really going on inside that drowsy little body is bigger than you'd expect. Your cat isn't napping because they've run out of things to do. They're not checked out, they're not down, and they're certainly not unwell by default. Every single hour of rest your cat puts in is millions of years of biological design doing exactly what it was built to do. And once you actually get that, you'll never watch your cat doze off the same way again. There's also something quietly personal tucked inside all those sleep hours, something that speaks directly to how protected your cat feels, how deeply they trust you, and what your bond with them actually looks like beneath the surface. That's really what this is about. So let's get into it. Picture a lion out on the open plains at high noon, flat on its side, not moving, looking like it hasn't got a care in the world. Someone watching from a distance might call it lazy, but that lion isn't lazy at all. It's holding on to every bit of energy it has for one single purpose: the hunt. Your cat, curled up on your sofa, runs on that exact same logic. Cats are ambush hunters. They didn't evolve to chase things across long distances the way wolves do. They evolved for short, sharp, explosive action. A quick rush, a well-timed leap, a kill. That kind of output burns through energy fast, and the only way the body banks that energy back is through sleep. Studies on feline rest confirm that cats cycle through several short sleep periods across the day rather than one long stretch. Most healthy adult cats clock somewhere between 12 and 16 hours, and for kittens or older cats, that can push even higher. During all that downtime, the body is quietly repairing muscle, releasing growth hormones, keeping the immune system in order, and filing away everything the cat picked up while they were awake. A cat sleeping long hours and waking up sharp and playful isn't a lazy cat. That's a cat running exactly the way nature intended. Here's something most owners don't think about. It's not only how long your cat sleeps that carries meaning. It's where they choose to do it. And that choice is never accidental. When a cat sleeps, they're at their most exposed. Unlike some animals that can jump to their feet almost instantly, a cat coming out of deep rest needs a beat to get their bearings. They know this instinctively, which is why they're so deliberate about where they let themselves go under. In the wild, cats pick high spots, tucked corners, places where nothing can creep up behind them and where they can see what's coming. A cat sleeping on top of a wardrobe, wedged into a cardboard box, or pressed against the wall on your bed, that's not random. That's old instinct doing its job. Now here's where it gets personal. When your cat chooses to sleep on you, on your chest, along your legs, folded against your back, they're doing something their entire biology tells them to be cautious about. They're letting their guard down in your presence, on purpose. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats build secure attachments to their owners in ways that look a lot like the bonds formed between children and caregivers. Cats with that secure foundation sleep more calmly, settle faster, and stay relaxed even in unfamiliar situations when their person is close by. So when your cat passes up every other soft surface in the house to sleep on you, they're not just looking for warmth. They're telling you something real. You are where they feel safest. And that's one of the most genuine things a cat can communicate. If you're finding this useful, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. There's a lot more worth knowing. Now here's a layer to cat sleep that most people never think about. Of all the hours your cat spends resting, a big portion of it isn't deep sleep at all. Around 70% of it sits in a lighter stage. The body is still, but the brain hasn't fully clocked out. Ears keep adjusting toward sounds. Whiskers pick up shifts in the air. The nose keeps reading the room. Your cat can go from this state to fully upright in less than a second, which explains why you can cross a room quietly and still find them already watching you by the time you look over. They were never completely gone. The remaining 30% is genuine deep sleep, the stage where cats actually dream. If you've seen your cat's paws twitch, their tail flick, or heard small sounds coming from them while they slept, that was dreaming. Brain studies using EEG on sleeping cats show the same kind of activity spikes that show up in humans during vivid dreams. Their minds are running through the hunt, practicing, replaying, storing it all away. Try not to jolt your cat out of that deep stage when you can help it. That's where real recovery happens, and a cat that keeps getting pulled out of it can become edgy and withdrawn over time. Here's the one that tends to catch people off guard. Cats are often called night creatures, but that's not quite accurate. They're actually most naturally active around dawn and dusk. That's when their instincts are sharpest and when in the wild, their prey would be on the move. But something quietly remarkable happens when a cat shares a home with a person over time. Many cats start shifting their rest patterns to line up with their owner's day. They pick up on when you get up. They notice when you walk through the door. They start shaping their sleep around your routine without anyone asking them to. A study on cats living closely with their owners found real, measurable changes in feline activity patterns that matched the owner's daily schedule, resting more while the owner was out, becoming more alert and present around the times the owner typically came home or sat down to spend time with them. Think about what that actually means. Your cat isn't just putting up with your schedule, they're working around it. They're bending a biological rhythm that goes back thousands of years just to be present when you are. If your cat is stretched across the foot of your bed when your alarm goes off, or appears out of nowhere the moment you get home and then settles back down once you've relaxed, that's not coincidence. That's your cat organizing their whole day around you. A cat napping nearby while you work isn't tuning you out. They're waiting, conserving, ready for whenever you are. Now, there's one more thing every owner needs to understand about cat sleep, and it's probably the most practically important of everything covered here. Because cats rest so consistently and so heavily, a real shift in their sleep behavior is often one of the earliest signs that something is wrong. A cat sleeping noticeably more than their normal, even beyond the usual long hours, could be working through pain, fighting an infection, dealing with anemia, or showing early signs of something like kidney trouble. Pain especially tends to push cats toward excessive rest because staying still hurts less than moving. On the other side, a cat that's suddenly sleeping less, moving restlessly at night, or unable to settle may be dealing with a thyroid problem, cognitive changes, or anxiety, particularly in older cats. Cats are quiet about being unwell. They don't make it obvious. So the changes tend to hide inside the thing they do most, sleep. This is why knowing your own cat's personal baseline really matters. Not every cat sleeps the same number of hours. Some are naturally more restless, some are champion nappers. What counts isn't the number. It's whether that number has shifted for your specific cat without a clear reason. If the change holds for more than a few days and there's no obvious explanation, no new animal in the house, no big change in routine, no recent move, a vet check is the right call. Catching these things early makes a real difference in how things turn out. Watching your cat sleep isn't just an affectionate habit. It's genuinely one of the most useful ways to stay ahead of their health. So the next time you glance across the room and find your cat completely still for what feels like the 100th time that afternoon, here's what you now know. That cat isn't idle. That cat is a finely wired hunter running on a system that converts rest directly into readiness. Every nap is stored energy. Every deep dream is the brain running drills. Every quiet hour is the body doing the kind of work you can't see, keeping them sharp, keeping them well, keeping them present. And if that cat is settled beside you, tucked against your legs, folded onto your chest, somewhere close to your warmth, then what you're watching goes well beyond biology. You're watching trust. You are the one place where an animal built for constant alertness has decided it's okay to fully let go. That's not a small thing. That's not just cute. That's the real story behind all those hours of sleep. It was never about being lazy. It was always about feeling safe. And about a bond your cat expresses not through words or grand gestures, but through something much quieter, where they choose to close their eyes. If this gave you a different way of looking at your cat, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep going and the real meaning behind the everyday things your cat does explained properly, subscribe and stick around. Drop a comment below telling us where your cat's favorite sleep spot is. There's plenty more coming and it's worth staying for.